Hello everyone and welcome to Millie Craft. My name is Millie and this is the Adventure Guild, or Millie's Adventures in 1.20. On today's episode we are doing a world tour. Yes, world tour. We're going to be seeing all the mob farms that I've done, all of the builds that I've put together. We're going to go through everything that we've done from 1.19 to 1.20 in a great big first of the year wrap up kind of thing. Don't worry, this series is not finished. This is just a let's get you up to date. If you have not joined me in the series before, this is going to get you up to date with everything that I have built over the past few years, so you don't have to watch all season 2 and season 3 to be able to get up to date. So let's jump right into it. Right here, well, actually a little bit behind this particular build that we are standing in front of, which is the Christmas build. Back here, like right over here, is where Spawn is in this world. And I will have this link to the seed in the description. It was a 1.19 world, just be warned. We have updated it to 1.20.1. I've not updated it to a 1.20.2 yet. But we came back to the Spawn area to build this Christmas hut because, well, A, it was Christmassy out here, and B, we needed to have something just in case I died and I came back and I needed supplies and needed to be able to get an ender chest. So this was built last Christmas, this little hut, ender chest, bed, all of that. Christmas tree. Obviously, I am posting this after New Year's Day, so you would have already seen these builds. And a portal house and a little ice hut. So not a lot was built up over here because what I did on day 1 of the series was come in here and take a boat. Once I got all my supplies built up, take a boat and head out over the ocean looking for stuff. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to go head out over the ocean and look for some stuff, and I'll show you where we ended up.
Be educated, but I'm so frustrated. Hello to my loneliness. I guess that ignorance is bliss. Take me back to before I knew. Rewind, take it out of cue. Innocence can be a young man's game. Signed up for the hall of shame. I wish I knew how much I miss.
Welcome to my starter base. This little tiny village is where we ended up, where I ended up right after the first episode. And I came in, got some villagers set up, and for a while this was my base. This was my starter base. I just kind of made sure that this house that the villagers were in had some storage, and I built my very first cave down here where I kind of made it villager proof so that they couldn't get down here, and that was where we first started mining. This is the very first cave, and there's not much down here, so I'm not going to bother showing too much of it. But what we did find while we were in this village was a skeleton spawner, pretty much right off the bat, because it was pretty close to the surface. As you can see, a lot of this area, I haven't done too much with it. I built this villager trading hall, and I haven't showed too much of this, honestly. I probably should have. Yeah, these guys are actually traded up a little bit. They have a few different, like, their discounts, that sort of thing, because of our zombie friend who lives in here. That zombie friend has been there for probably about a year now. But this is the villager trading hub where I got my mending and my unbreaking books. For a while, they kind of just roamed around until I needed to safetify them after I had a very bad accident with a raid. So that is why that is the way it is. But we built our very first mob farm was this lovely skeleton spawner. As you can see, it's not that far from the surface. I was hearing clinky, clanky, clankies from all of the skeletons up on the surface. So I built this very, very simple mob grinder thing and then built some more caves to kind of dig down, because I did find a dripstone cave down there. And I was able to farm some different things here and there for a little while. And hello, skeletons. I know it's not, I know it's dark enough. There they go. There's the very first skeleton farm that we built. Now, coming back up on the surface, once I started getting ready to build a base, obviously, I started moving my way up to the Adventure Guild up there. Yes, sirree, Bob, the Adventure Guild is our home away from home, our official base. But one thing else, while we're down here real quick, while the villagers are all doing their thing, while I was down, while I dug around, I ended up finding this beauty of a double spawner. So let me kind of come in here and, oh, that's interesting. I was gonna make I was gonna make a glow squid farm, and apparently the kelp has decided to grow up on its own up there. But anyway, ended up digging around and found this double spawner, and you can kind of see it in there. There is a zombie spawner there and a skeleton spawner there. So I was able to get both of them to come into a single drop point. And this became the Undead Destroyer 2000. So there goes the zombies and the skeletons. They all go up, and then they have a one-hit kill right through here. Yes. Thank you, sirs. Which has been awesome. Having any kind of double spawner has always been beautiful. And of course, our very first amethyst geode, so I could farm that while I was down here. I could farm dripstone, I could get lava, all of that fun stuff down through here. Alright, so after all that XP, all of the beautiful villagers and getting things traded, getting the books we needed, harvesting all of the sugarcane and everything else we needed, I started bridging a path up to making our actual base. And did a lot of exploring, found mangroves. These are not like regular mangroves, these are all planted. This was a sunflower biome, as you can kind of tell there. And I put in a dirt bridge originally, and this has been changed up from time to time. I still don't like it, but we'll get back to it eventually. It all looked like this originally. And over time, we have been building all of the holiday structures down through here that were not the wintry ones. So Thanksgiving was just a few, like about a month ago. We got that one done. Put in some of these trees for Halloween. And obviously we have the pumpkin patch and the giant pumpkin shop with our allays. As we built up the Adventure Guild, I put in the cow crushers, and at first it was only the one, and then I felt like they needed to flank on either side, and I've noticed all these years that this was not centered to the staircase, and it has bugged me a little bit, but not enough to move them, because that would be a huge pain. But up through here comes up to our giant staircase. And the staircase was partially to grow vines and also just to have some decorations and to have our beautiful logo for the Adventure Guild. And for a while there, cats kind of like lived up on these stairs, and then other animals kind of spawned on the mountain. But I had an idea that the best thing to do is have all sorts of routes to be able to get up to the Adventure Guild. So one of them was over here where I built the cactus hut slash the cocoa bean hut. So all the cactuses, and this is way full, and they're probably just despawning, honestly. But the cactus farm has been living here, and then I would save cocoa beans as I needed it. And then I planted various farms up on the hill. And down through here was the pumpkin and melon farm. And this pig has been left. These guys just live here now. pumpkin and melon farm so I could trade with my villagers. And this is probably pretty full too. Oh yeah, yep. So I need to come back to that. But this was 1.19, working with the mud bricks, working with some of the mangrove and more of the copper, and just absolutely adoring the color combination that was. Hello. So all of these little staircases up and down got decorated over time. But this was always my favorite part of the entrance to the Adventure Guild, was the underground cave, and just the beautifulness of this underground cave system. And I put in my sheep farm, and I only needed a few because I don't need a ton of wool. But there they are. I can always restock them at any time and change their colors when they're in this state. Down below here was our portal, our nether portal, to get to the nether hub that's on the roof. I don't use it a whole lot, but I always thought it was pretty. I always loved the geode builds when they do portals with geodes, so I had to jump up on that as well. Now this has gone over a lot of transformations. I had a drip farming area here for a while. This had a bed here for a while. Now it leads over to our mine, and this leads up to the Adventure Guild. But I have always had this enchanting setup down here for the longest time, and it was just kind of tucked away and out of the way because at first I didn't have a good place for one up in the guild itself. So I still think I have it mostly empty. I have some backup gear down here, you know, a recovery compass in case I were to die and need to go get stuff, that sort of thing. And another doorway leading up to the Adventure Guild that way. And this ended up being one of the rooms of one of my adventures, and it's actually growing out pretty good now. Oh, I love how that is turning out. It's still growing. I wanted to have it as like neat as possible, however it wanted to grow. So I'm digging that a lot now that it's had time to do its thing. Now, as we head up to the Adventure Guild, the gardens around the Adventure Guild have been overgrown. There's ponds, there's the mysterious phone booth, a little bench. There is a way down to our slime farm down there, and we'll get to that later. But up above here is the Adventure Guild itself, and it has grown and grown and grown. And if you have seen it over the different time periods, it started out with two towers, and now it has an additional tower. It has an additional the horse stable and basements and all of this kind of stuff, and I love it to pieces. It is just beautiful. These are all Adventure Guild rooms, so all the people who watch this channel and subscribe, and you can be one of those people too. So don't forget to leave a subscribe, leave a like on the channel. Come see me. I would love to hear from you. But it doesn't take but 2 seconds to put your little subscribe button. Click it. Go ahead. Click it. You're great. Thank you. The people who were subscribers, they came on, they followed a shorts thing, and then they got their own room. So you'll see people's names on some of the rooms as we kind of go through this. But again, I still have rooms open, so we're gonna have a thing for that coming up really soon to get more people's names. And we do have a book of subscribers. But over here, real quick, before we take ourselves in, is the forge. So this was set down here. This was the forge. We built this probably summer this year, I think around August or September, something like that. This is basically a lava farm. So oh yeah, I got plenty of lava, all the lava I could ever want, and all the way to smelt things up. And then some of our first trims, and as you notice, I haven't put trims on anything because we still need to do trims for 1.20 in this particular world. But I just loved how this all looked very, very black and burnt, like there's been a lot of spills that have happened here on the forge area. And actually we'll come back up and around here real quick. and head back up to the guild this way. As I said, I love having multiple paths to get places here because it's just very cool and like chaotic, and I love the chaos of this area. So another pig that just lives there, and this is our decrepit tower. So you see how there's some just kind of decaying tower, but there is another room, and this is kind of a parkoury area with the ladders. And I'm not very good at it, but there's rooms up there too. And then there's like a bridge that goes over above. But I have a walkway up here to get to the spare area over here at the Adventure Guild. And these are some rooms that have not been claimed yet. There's all sorts of adventure rooms that have not been claimed yet. Little kitchen setup, very sparse. I haven't had a lot of time to decorate it. I was planning on decorating it more once I knew who was moving into those rooms. But if we come down here, this is our very first bee farm. So this is where I had all of my farms growing up and getting all of my first honeycombs, and then we'll get over there eventually here. Entering in the front door of the Adventure Guild. Welcome to the Adventure Guild. This is built originally in 1.19, hence all the mangrove stuff, but I've just built onto it over the years. 2 years, in fact, and I changed. This used to be kind of just a dead end area, and now it has a tower here. This has Carta's room. Carta is our local cartographer who lives here. He used to be behind this desk all the time, and our cleric moved in, yes, by himself one day. He was a zombie villager who just kind of wandered on up, and this is the storage room. It is a very small storage room, but it has done me very, very well over all these years, and it has all the wood types and stone types and all of that kind of thing. Then I have some of my to-do lists and the bed that I sleep in the most, even though that's not my room. Some of my parrots. And if we head up the staircase, this is the upper area. Oh, I forgot there was a third villager here. This is the all of the kitchen, and there's Nikki the dog, which I had to kind of move around. I have a feeling that the villager's been pushing her around a little bit, but she was in downstairs for the longest time. And just different rooms. This is one of the other towers, and you can take a look at all of these like specific builds over the last few years, but just lots of little nooks and crannies and hidden rooms. And here's our map room. It's not great. I am going to work on getting a better map room, but you can see where the Adventure Guild is here. The pumpkin patch, and in fact, I don't think I've even updated it. Yeah, there, it updated a little bit with the turkey. I need to go a little further to update the turkey right there. But this kind of shows the layout of everything to date, more or less. And more bedrooms here. And then I have my personal bedroom over here. Hey, that's my bed. Get out of my bed. It's my bed. My bed. You stay out of my room. Get out of my room. Shoo. Go on. Shoo. Nope. My bed. Mine. Go away. So, welcome to my bedroom. It's just sort of a empty shell with all sorts of different like kind of armor types, and it also has our book of biomes found, which I do need to get back to this year. So hopefully we can get through more than 42 different biomes. And yeah, more towers, more nooks and crannies, more different things. But I know you aren't here to see all of the Adventurer Guild, so let's continue onward here. So coming on down, what got built next? What got built next was probably the mansion, I believe. So let's head on down here. So right around Halloween time of last year, we did the pumpkin patch. And we built the cat mansion, and there was a lore story for a while with the cat mansion, with me finding all of the 11 different kinds of cats that are available here on the server, and then the skulk started growing out. You'll see why here in a second. But this is kind of a decrepit mansion that is owned by the cats, and apparently Endermen have been visiting. I do not have that mod installed, but this has... I thought about I was going to move into this mansion, and then I just couldn't stand it with all the cats, to be quite honest. But we have the cat council here. Spooky and Marmalade and Fluffy Pants and... Where the heck's Kate Sith? We'll find him somewhere. He's the head of this whole shindig. But all the cats have names in through here. And then we have a big enchanting setup in here. And if we head up, and you'll hear the zombie, that's on purpose. There are more cats up in the side bedroom. There's a bathroom. It's kind of a Jack and Jill bathroom because it comes into this bedroom too. The big master bedroom with a nice big old closet. And like lots of furniture, and then you can look down at our dragon head at the mantle. And then upstairs is our, like, this was going to be our backup storage room. I was going to move in here, have like this huge expansive storage room, but then I realized I had no way in and out of this place, so it was not convenient at all, and it's actually more convenient to fly up to the Adventure Guild. But I do like the look of this place. But this room has a secret passageway. Ah, that's where Kate Sith is, doing some kind of evil ritual. Yes, I know. So there was a short storyline with a whole bunch of skulk and that kind of thing. A little bit more skulk down here in Catalyst. And I really never got back to this storyline, so if you'd like to see more of that lore, let me know. But otherwise, I've kind of just let it go. Now, down below, hidden in a secret cellar, down here are our Halloween mobs. And I had a bet with one of my SMP friends that the mobs lost their pumpkin heads on Halloween, but no, they do not. I have both a skeleton and a zombie, and I did not realize that zombie piglins could have pumpkins on their heads, so that will probably have to come in here maybe next year. I missed the boat on it this year. I was too busy doing other shenanigans with the SMP, but I will have to get something in here, and I think I'd like to get a witch at some point too. But there's not a lot in here. It's just a very simple kind of build, just to kind of display those mobs. And if we come in through here, there's actually another way to the surface. This is where I brought them down into the cellar, into the dungeon, and this is actually more mines. So these are my official mines that come down off of the Adventure Guild up above. These go down into other mines and a tunnel that leads out into the lake. I mean the river. So let's head out over here. As I said, I like to have all the chaotic kinds of things. So up there is the mansion. And then if we head up this way, this is the very first flower farm. And the flower farm doubles as, so it's one of the just you know, water wash and bone meal. The water wash and bone meal, and then just a donkey and llama like pen here. And our winery, oh my gosh, winery St. Patrick's Day build that I did last March. And the winery, because of course like everybody seems to drink, and yet there is our therapy illager here. He went through therapy. He is much better. He's the guard. He guards everything. So I have my grapes and my vats of different kinds of wine and all of our different wine containers. And apparently there was yet another There's an Enderman right there. Excuse me, sir. Excuse me. What are you doing? Now he's running around just angry at me, I see. Sorry, he'll just keep getting himself angry. And our first emeralds. But I love this build too. I love the little winery. I did one of my most popular shorts in here with our vineyard security guard. And he has been amazing. Oh, yep. Yeah, come on. That's what you get for leaving junk all over the place. Yes. Come on. There. Over here is where we harvest all of our berries. And down here is where we did our Valentine's build last year. And then once we were able to upgrade it to 1.20, I was able to add the sakura blossoms. So we have all the cherry trees in here now. And it turned out really pretty. We have a gazebo. I have another puppy dog down here. And it's just very, very pleasant to kind of come around to this build. So before I head over to the island, we will take a look at the very last thing that got built on this side, besides any of the farms or whatnot. And that is our mushroom cow barn. I'm picking up all sorts of fun stuff down through here. This is for our horse stable, one of the horse stables before I built the stable up above. And down in through the barn here, we have our mushrooms, which I need to get a brown mushroom eventually. I had an accident when I tried to get one and it didn't work very well, but we're getting there. Pigs, sheep, mule, and chickens, so even more animals just to have them here. And out in front of the barn, which I always loved, and oh yeah, please like and subscribe, was a little like fire area and just a nice little area that led up into the greenhouse for the mansion. Again, all these different pieces all leading to one another throughout this whole area. So I believe that basically takes you through all the things that were built over in this area. Now I had some flower farms elsewhere, and there's actually another flower farm up on the meadow hill over there, which you can't see it at the moment, just know it's there. I started working on the island. So the island build was something that I'd really wanted to do a whole lot, and the moment I knew that there was an island, I knew that I was going to fill it out at some point. And of course pathways and terraforming with the trees, all of that kind of thing too. There's the original bridge that this was the very first build that we did over here, and this is part of my lore that I do to have a place to teleport between multiverses. So if you're not a lore person, it's fine. I still try to do builds every time I do lore anyway. So get a little bit of both in here. But this was just a little tiny build to house a nether portal. And we'll show you some behind the scenes here. This has all of the dial to get to the different places, and I would update it depending on where I wanted to go each week. And this nether portal is kind of cool. It leads to the roof now. And I built it to semi-look like it would on the other side. So if I accidentally edited it wrong, you can see the netherrack back here, but if I edit it kind of wrong and it crossed over, you see that it's literally just a room. And this actually leads out to the nether portal and the nether hub right here. So this leads to the amethyst geode one. And then I have a pathway up to the nether roof through here. I wasn't planning on showing you the nether yet because I haven't actually showed it on camera or anything. And then I have various tunnels that stretch to different things like the woodland mansion, 2 different biomes. I think I have, yep, the blaze spawner. Oh, the blaze spawner. I guess I need to show you that too. So this is, oh, there's the portal. So that's the portal that goes to the portal room. And if we head down here, this was the blaze farm. So the blaze farm is down here, and it can still spawn blazes up there, but here it is. I basically just made it so they spawn and they kind of trickle their way down, and they come into this area for when I actually need blazes. So coming out of the portal, I ended up wanted to build a castle. So this is my very first castle build that I've ever done. I've done kind of miniature castles, but I have a courtyard here, has a carriage, horse, some dogs. Started to work on some like different kinds of gradients. I'm still learning. It's not great, but I wanted to have some different colors to this, and then have the big interior space and learn how to like kind of build up like ceilings to make them look kind of grandiose. So this castle still not my favorite build here. I wish I'd done better on it. But we have a little kitchen in through here where I did all my supplies. Have a big dining table down here. Have bunks, living quarters for like guards or something. More bunks there. And then up here is a TV. Spoilers, coming soon to a TV near you, maybe. And just maps of the entire area from here all the way over to spawn. So spawn goes there, we're over here, and I just wanted to have like a really, really big map wall to be able to do stuff with. So coming back down through here, again, I like to have everything goes into everything else. There is a tower over here. This was kind of just a dark tower that went up to a... I think the enchanting setup up here? Or is this just a viewing area? I can't remember. Nope, this is just a viewing area, so you can kind of look out over everything. Nope. Can I get down, please? Thank you. Perfect. Surprisingly safe, won't let you fall off that staircase. And then we had a couple other rooms. So this one, oh yeah, this is the enchanting staircase. And then there was also a mine entrance that went down that way. I'm not going to show you that. It's not that important. And then our dogs are Gwendolyn and Arthur. So our king and queen here. And what was this one? This one's just an exit route. And this was the best part of this particular build, is the library. So the giant library, and I never came back here and put chiseled bookshelves in this. So this was built before chiseled bookshelves became a thing. So I was using looms to put in there. So I do need to come back and do that at some point. But we have all of the bookshelves, all of the library here. And then up at the very top was a bed with like a canopy, a couple beds with canopies actually. And a big like windows up above, and I had a lot of fun just kind of futzing around with shapes, and then the color palettes. And we'll take a flyover at the end so you can kind of see it, but it's a weirdest shaped roof that I've ever built, and I love it for how weird it is. And then outside of the library there was a little greenhouse, and the greenhouse was snipped so that it couldn't grow any further, but we just kind of did a very simple greenhouse so you can kind of look out over the fields that I grew down through here, and then also over at some of the trees. No way in and out of the greenhouse, but it's just kind of pretty. Besides like just coming through the library and being able to see green was what I was going for. And there's even a little tiny bedroom in here. I think that was it. Yeah, that's pretty much it for here. So once I finished building the castle, for Halloween of this year, I put in the graveyard because I felt like I needed something down and through this area where it came out from the castle. So here you can kind of see the weirdness of the roof. It has like multiple peaks around a center peak. And as I said, I liked it a lot when I was building it. Now, what came next after that? So castle was an idea. It was all going to be a medieval town here. And then I was gone on an adventure for a while, and the cats of the mansion decided they wanted to build a rental community. So lake cabins went up. So we have lake cabins all the way around this. And this was just a fun build that I wanted to learn how to time lapse and see how much I could build in a single time lapse. So all sorts of just little cute rental properties, little cute houses, They all have interiors, every single one. And it goes all the way around this lake property. So this is my little lake that we got put in. So we have rental properties all the way around it. And this, I think, was probably one of the longest time lapses that I've ever done. And the majority of having so much. And I have actual pillagers there that still have they still have crossbows. So be warned, they're going to shoot me here. Excuse me, pardon me, fellas. Excuse me. I knew that. And then again, more houses so we can look at the pond. Excuse me. Ow! I was going to tame them to be security guards, but they're feisty. Anyway, orange house, pink house, purple house, all of that. And then the grand house of the whole area was the big sunset cabin, which has both like living space, like a little greenhouse area, and then it has an upstairs that has like a seating area, a patio, so you can look out over the fireplace area, and some other like bedding and that kind of thing up here. But I really like this one. I liked having all the little flowers arranged up above and just giving it kind of this nice open feel. And lots of smooth sandstone. I don't work with it a lot, so this whole area was basically me learning to work with lots of different materials and just different color palettes all the way through. So that's what all of this is, and I'm going to race past these guys again. Excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, pardon me. Haha, you missed. And then up here, of course, while I was building all of this, I actually put in the iron farm using some of the villagers from that other village. And that guy has been going absolutely crazy, so I probably need to pull iron from that farm. But it is a very, it's a decent farm. It shuts off at night, so it's not like overwhelming with how much I need it. And also the creeper farm. There's my AFK spot way up there for the glass. And then over time, I ended up thinking, oh, I should actually bring my sugarcane farm over here. So if I'm like AFKing the creeper farm, I can AFK that too. So that used to be up by the Adventure Guild, and then it got moved down here at one point. Now, before we go over to the other side of the island, I built the bridge, and I'm still working at getting this all put in. It was supposed to be all oxidized at different rates. And then I started flattening out this area with my very first beacon. I did a couple little funny builds there, and then there's just a road that kind of connects up to that village, because I really ultimately wanted to fill this village out through here and then also connect it to the further village. And I haven't gotten to that yet, but that is still in the plans. I wanted to build my house in real life. That was what I kind of had planned here. If you think that would be kind of cool, I might still do it. If you'd be interested, just as a fun little build here. But that's why I was carving back the land and just giving us a nice flat canvas to work with here. But I'm gonna fly over these dudes. Yum. Okay. So just a quick what in the... What a weird tree. Sorry, I'm very confused by this. I don't remember. Oh, I must have shaved it down to make those. I thought I would have gotten rid of this whole thing by now. Sorry, I got so distracted by this silly looking tree that I didn't remember what I was doing. So, okay. So we got the village done, the cat thing done, all of the castle and all of the little guys down there. And then after that, let's see, oh, yeah. So the pet store was next. So let me come on down here. Whee! So the Angry Frog pet store was next on our list. So Angry Frog, because it looks like an angry frog. I need glow ink bad around here. That's why I was trying to do a farm. But I got all of my axolotls down in here, and I'm still missing some color, so I do need to go back for that. I got different kinds of fish, so cod and salmon live there. I have a single angry puffer fish there. And then I got my frogs for my frog light farm. This is where I started breeding them. Oops, sorry. Started breeding them down here. And then got all my tropical fish. I had to keep them separated from the axolotls, obviously, but a few of them really, like, they know the tropical fish are there. And then I have my tamed foxes. Just have 2 of those, so they keep those berry bushes busy. I don't know why they're all so small down there. They have full berry bushes. I just must not have been over here enough for everything to grow. So if we come out past, again, I have 2 different entryways. There's the danger door, but we'll go by them. Led up to a path that went through here and then went up to the sniffer pin. So once we got on to 1.20, we started breeding up our sniffers. Haven't spent a lot of time out here. I do love it a lot. But I got my sniffers bred up here, and I never did really make a farm, but I have eggs for a farm, and I have pitchers and that sort of thing. So I was thinking at some point to have like a separate pin that they could just scrounge around and have a hopper picking up all of their seeds. Speaking of which, there's a seed right there that I haven't picked up. And had the sniffer grove itself. Hi, friends. Would you like this? I know you would, yes. We'll just grab an egg out of here. Thank you. You're welcome. So they love this area a lot, and I like my sniffers a whole lot too. And then, yeah, so over here, we did our... There's a skeleton in there somewhere. This is the bee house. So this ended season 2, was the purple bee house, which is very odd looking, but again, testing color palettes here. And I think I want to move some allays in here eventually. It'll help to shear the beehives. But this was for me to be able to get all the honeycomb that I needed and just have a place for the bees to come. And just let them like do their roaming thing on the flowers and just have a place to keep them inside and protected so they didn't wander away. So that was the end of... Yeah, so that would have been the end of season 2. Season 3, I took off and headed out to a warm biome, which I think I'll show you the stuff that's here first, and then we'll go out to that area next. But what got done next after we got back was obviously we had a sniffer emergency over in the warm jungle area, so I had to make a pin that was safe for sniffers. So we came back almost right away to make this up for them. One thing I have not shown on camera is this pathway and this bridge that I built in order to kind of just hook up the area. So this kind of comes all the way back over to the Valentine's area, stretches out this direction, and actually, let me take a flight for you guys. The road circles its way all the way around this whole area. So this whole area could eventually be built up with more things. There's another bridge over here that takes us up and around all the way back up to the windmill. So, and it has just a nice view of the castle and the honey here, and you can also see the Enderman, who I will try not to anger, even though he's, you know what? No. Hey, come here. Oh, put it down there. Oh, I see it. Come here. Come here. That's what you get for picking up my dirt and taking it everywhere, and I don't even know where he dropped it. He just got so angry he just dropped it right there then and there. Yeah. Yeah, I see it. Okay. So, bridge got done, and then we came over here and I made the bamboo farm. Because, of course, what else do we need besides we have the cherry wood now, we have the sniffers, and then we needed a bamboo farm so that we could build with all this beautiful bamboo. And this was my very first flying machine that is able to take down the bamboo and collect it down here in a dual set of hoppers, one on either side. And actually this is about ready to go, so I'm just going to flip this up real quick, and it just sends it off, sends the flying machine off, then pulls it back. And eventually I'm going to put a roof on, eventually I'm going to put a roof on this thing, because it's not lossless at all. It does tend to like stick up above. But one of our very last builds of this whole area, so yeah, you can kind of see the bamboo there. One of the very last builds of this whole area was the windmill. So the windmill is actually the Windmill Bookstore in Enchants. So this was using all of the cherry wood because I wanted to be able to use a pink palette and use a very like girly theme area. And you can see the Chisel bookshelves have finally come in because it was 1.20. And to get over onto the enchanting, but I did mix it with things. To get over to the enchanting setup, you had to come here to access the lapis and then to access the enchanting area. And surprisingly, it's a level 30 enchant. So got all of the bookshelves kind of arranged floating right there where they would all work. And then also use the frog lights for the first time in a build. So I really like the windmill. It's just weird and eclectic and just wild, using some of the cherry blossom leaves too to kind of give a little bit of a particle effect. And then it also gave a home for all of the excess enchant books that I found over the years. So all of these are actually going to be enchanted books. So that one's a Silk Touch book. I have boot enchants, legging enchants, breast implants, helmet enchants. And this place, again, I like to have back doors to everything. This lets out onto that road that led it back over to the bridges. And then this leads back over to this build, which is our camel build. So again, 1.20, lots of fun stuff going. And this I had the little planters to bring in some of the pink petals, and then a place to have our camels in a nice like warm weather pen. Got some of our pottery here, and the camels have their little home down here so we can take rides on them. But I used again the pallets of all the bamboo, and eventually I was smoothing out this area to put a beach setup. And I have not gotten to that yet. So that is one of the builds that I do also have planned for the future here. Just because I like having a beach setup. And oh, there's the portal. There's the portal on the roof. So we'll take this portal on the roof to go back to the warm ocean and that area. But I had to find a way to bring the camels back without it taking forever. So we actually built the portal out here. I think that goes back, yeah. And I have not really needed to come out here very much. I don't even think I haven't even come out here because I got like a couple stacks of frog lights and then I have not needed them ever since. So it's a very compact, very quick little farm and haven't had to do too much with this. Is the warm motion. It's got to be it. I need to decorate these things. Perfect, right in time. All right. So this was our camp for the beginning of season 3. And it did not go the way I planned. I had originally had a lore story that I was going to start from scratch here and use all the blocks from 1.20 All right, so what happened? I had a storyline that I had come out here and died on this beach and had to start over from scratch. If you looked at the video really closely, you could tell that, well, obviously, if I died on this beach, it wouldn't have mattered. I could have just boated back. It wasn't that far away. I could have gone back. But the idea is that I would start off from scratch on this season and just build a cool little jungle house. So I did manage to get the jungle house done, even got up to the point of having enchantments and such. That was all legit. Like all of that prep, getting the cow crusher over there going, having sniffers and planting things, getting to the point of having some diamond armor, finding tools and things, getting a bird, all of that was legitimate. And, I have plenty of stuff that I got during those. I think it was probably like 2 or 3 weeks that I just kind of started over from scratch, spending time in this area, kind of exploring the area and doing whatever I could around here. And even having all the plants, finding all the tree types, starting over and building this interior, starting on a storage room there, and then even getting Kevin here, who's my not tamed ocelot, but my pet ocelot, I guess. And I was really digging it, and then I had an emergency with sniffers. So the sniffers kept getting into fenced in areas and growing up and then dying, or one of them just disappeared off the face of the planet. They never even had names or anything. And I was just like, mentally as a player, just not, no stories, anything. Mentally as a player, I was so confused why I came up from mining one day and my sniffer that I had was gone. It was just gone. I have no idea whether it got like trapped up a vine and then like fell to its death, whether it got hit by lightning. I have no idea what happened to it. And then to record the fact that the second one grew up and suffocated in a wall was just, it was just too much. I was just done with this island at that point. I really felt like I was like the issue with the sniffer. It was just me and sniffers, and it was just sad. So I basically went on a journey to get more sniffer eggs, and then concocted the story with the portal, got myself hooked up, and, just kind of flew out there and I was done. Now I have come back out here, obviously, because I had to go back and get camels. And, I have thought about coming back to this area and building up some more things, maybe building out this beach. But again, I kind of lost the wind out of my sails, so to speak, with this whole thing. So let me get some more rockets. I realize I'm almost out of rockets here, and I do have... Ooh, I'm going to have to get way more rockets when we get back to the spawn area. But yeah, that was the beginning of season 3, and I kind of ended it abruptly to head back home and start working more on the island again. So yeah, so let's head back. We're going to take one last look at everything. There's the whole world behind me so far. So just so far, that is, and I'm going to bust that. That's the world so far. So that is pretty much all the farms that I've done. All of the... Oh, no, that's not all the farms I did. I also have a slime farm, and I completely forgot about it. And obviously the beacon that kind of comes up out of it. So let's go back over there. Got the balloons built. Got all these upper towers built. I started to make some terraforming decisions over there. I just never really got through it yet. We're still working on this area though, so don't worry about that. This little like phone booth thing originally is an AFK spot for the slime farm. A safe spot to be for the slime farm, but like anywhere when I'm in the slime farm, like anywhere I'm up above there, like, and there's a path to my up into the adventure guild there too. Anything down in through here, the slimes usually spawn. Anyway, slime ball farm. Plenty of slime balls, actually. collected just kind of passively. That will spawn on these platforms, and then they'll head down, kill themselves on the magma or by fall damage, and then just get collected up by the hoppers. That's pretty much it for this world so far. Like, again, couple years spent on this so far. I know I don't have a ton of builds. I wanted to spend a lot of time with the story aspect and with adventuring. So let me come into the book. So we're going to go to the book to see who else has actually joined us during all of these adventures. So your name will be in this book if you're a YouTube subscriber of mine, and also if your name is shared with me through with YouTube. So you might have to put your comment in the comment section, just so I know you are, if you're a kind of a hidden subscriber. But these are all the people, and some people have had name changes over the way. I've tried to continue to grab you all as I find you. So I appreciate everybody on this list, and anybody who wants to become part of this list, feel free to, as I said, subscribe to the channel. Let me know who you are, and if you have a privatized channel, just leave me a comment with your name. Say you are a subscriber. I'll know who you are, and we'll get you into the book anyway. And yeah, so thank you so much for watching today. I know that this was a lot of me just rambling, so hopefully I've cut out some of the long and short of it, so you can kind of see the meat of this world. And I hope you enjoyed that. And give me some suggestions. What would you like to see next? I do this series for you guys. I do it for me too, because I love doing this, and I want to continue to do this. But if there's something that you would like to see, if you've been watching this channel for a while and there's like, Millie, do something, do blah blah blah, whatever it is, or build this, or make this farm, or something along those lines, let me know. So have a great one, and I will see you next time. Bye, everyone. Hey, what you still doing here? Why is he slamming the door so much? Anyway, go ahead, watch the playlist. There is all of Adventure Guild Season 3, and over on the other side is where I spend some of my time, Craftworks SMP. If you're interested in SMP, if you like single player, stick along, watch Season 1, Season 2, Season 3. I have tons and tons of videos for you to watch, so thanks so much again, and have a great day.